Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CM Trading, and today is May 9th, 2024, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, oil, after taking a slide, finally rebounds. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So we start out today at 1 p.m. South African time. Out of the United Kingdom, we have an official bank rate. That's an interest rate decision. And then at 7 p.m. South African time, out of the United States, a 30-year bond auction. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs really retracing at resistance. As we look at the indices, the Dow Jones inches higher while the Nasdaq remains unchanged. Gold also remains unchanged as oil rebounds. So looking at the stocks, they're completely mixed. We're watching Intel trading lower while JP Morgan trades higher. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin tapering off. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Euro USD. It is tapering off. Not by a lot, but it is tapering off. However, there's a couple that I want to highlight. The Australian dollar specifically and the Canadian dollar. Now look at this. This is a beautiful setup because this has retraced almost a third time at this level of 66.36. We're now trading at 65.68. That was a decent play on the downside for the Australian dollar. So if you got this, great, okay? But I did mention it the other day, okay? And we are retracing at these levels. British pound, also retracing here. Now, British pound has an official bank rate decision, so you got to know your levels. We are trading close to support, so we may get a bounce off of this level, so just be aware of it. Now, jumping into commodities, gold, unchanged, okay? Not doing much, 23.14 for the week. It really remained unchanged, while crude oil finally getting that bounce. I mean, we can't see it. We can see it more in a 1 hour chart. Finally getting that bounce from $77 up to $79. Not a big deal, but we're stopped our sell-off, okay, for finally. I mean, this has been selling off from $87 a barrel, right? And this is probably the end of it, okay? So that's what I'd like to see. And you see it's crossing over the 8-day moving average. Now, jumping into the U.S. markets, Dow Jones continued to trade higher yesterday. If you look at a 30-minute chart, there it is. Just grinded higher. While we saw the Nasdaq unchanged, okay? Really just slightly lower for the day and really unchanged. No impetus to push it higher. So let's take a look at the stocks that move things higher, okay? JP Morgan, look at that. It's finally breaking above that closing the gap, right? Look at that. That was a beautiful play. A really strong stock, okay? And we're only about off of our all-time highs by 5 or 6 points. That's a big deal. Now, jumping into the things that were weakest. Intel, look at that, breaking $30 a share. That's very important. Now, we've got everything in between that and everything else, okay? So because if we look at Facebook, didn't push higher, pushed a little bit higher, to 40.72, okay? So that was strong. Alcoa, still on its resistance-ish level, but did not break out higher. Wanted it to see if it broke up that $38 level. It didn't take it out, so it retraced. Okay, so there you go. 1 week, one strong. 1 week, one strong. We keep on going back and forth to this. Looking at Microsoft, a little bit down on the day. Nothing really doing there. And lastly, taking a look at NVIDIA, okay, which has been relatively strong, just trading sideways at $900 a share. Remember, that's coming out with its quarterly earning reports in the next week or two. So lots of things still happening, but the markets have tapered off pretty much, okay? It's almost early summer coming into May, right? So here we are looking at Bitcoin selling off, okay, to 61.46. That's developing into a nice downwards trend line, okay? You could see it, the red line there. That is really representative of it. So use that blue line as a resistance, okay? $61, not a bad trade for a couple of days, right, as that took it off as well. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.